right, guys, we are doing our first at-home workout. And today, all we are going to need is a backpack, some books or other heavy things to put in your backpack for weight, and 2 paper plates. If you're doing this on carpet, if you're doing this on hardwood or tile, you do not need a paper plate. And also a water bottle so we stay hydrated. I am going to set up the workout that I have here. We're going to start with a warm-up, and then we're going to do 3 rounds of exercise. So move my backpack and books out of the way. Put my water bottle here. So our warm-up, we're going to start with, we're going to do knee hug, a forward lunge, we're going to do some rotation, and then we're going to work on our hamstrings. So we're going to hug our knee up into our chest, looking to feel a stretch in our hips. We're going to take a big step forward, drop down and feel a hip flexor stretch on the opposite side. Put both hands down inside of our foot. We're going to rotate up towards the inside and feel that stretch in our back. Put that hand down, rotate up the other way. Then we're going to push the ground away, lift our toes into a hamstring stretch on this leg. Then we're going to stand up and we're going to transition and do the other side. If you have a lot of space, you can keep going in a straight line. I'm going to do my opposite side. So knee hug, forward lunge, drop down, rotate one way, rotate the other way, push up into that hamstring stretch, and continue. We're going to do 5 on each side. If you're working out barefoot, you may find that your balance is a little bit different. Or tomorrow you might find that you're a little bit more sore in your foot and ankle muscles. That's okay. We're strengthening muscles in our feet that we don't normally work out as much when we're always in shoes. Oops. And the other thing we're getting in this warm-up is we're challenging our balance a little bit. Get our heart rate up. Now mine is starting to raise, and I don't know if that's because I'm also talking while I'm doing this, or I'm getting nervous that somebody might watch me and laugh, or that my dogs are going to interrupt us, but heck, all that's fun. This is number 4, I think. Oops. Never thought I'd use this room as an exercise studio. Last one. All right, and then the second warm-up exercise is going to be a quad stretch into a side lunge with an overhead reach. So I'm going to go to the right first. So I'm going to pull back into a quad stretch on this leg, take a step out, and then reach overhead. So I'm feeling that groin stretch. I'm getting some stretch through my lats also. So I'll just come back over to this side and go to the left side. So quad stretch, groin stretch, and reach over to the other side. So we're going to go 5 each way. All right, that pretty much hits all the major muscle groups to get them a little bit warmed and stretched. You may also have a little bit of a sweat. I know I do. All right, so the workout, we're going to do 3 rounds. I'm only going to film 1 round because you guys don't need to see me doing this second and third time, but I will pause and do them on my own. But we're going to do 10 exercises. We're going to do 10 reps, and we're going to alternate a major muscle group exercise with a core exercise. So the first one we're going to do is a backpack hug squat. So I'm going to grab my backpack, load it with a few fun books. So here's an athletic training book, strength and conditioning book. We'll go for a third book. Here's my sports psych book. All right, zip it up nicely. All right, so we have different options of hugging it, but basically you're gonna hold it here, just like you love your school books. We're gonna bring our feet out shoulder width and think about spreading the floor so our knees go wide with our feet and pretend like we're sitting in a chair behind us. All right, so down to comfortable, keeping those heels stuck to the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, put my backpack down, and our first core exercise is going to be a tall plank shoulder tap. So we're going to get into a tall plank position, just like the tall part of a push-up. You're going to keep your hips tucked under so on, butt's not sticking in the air, and alternate, slowly touching the other shoulder without flipping side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If the squats are too hard for you, I want you to do the same, but you can use a chair. So pretend this is my backpack, and I can do a chair assisted stance. So sitting down, thinking about keeping those feet flat on the ground. If doing the tall plank shoulder taps are too hard, you can do them on an elevated surface. Same rules apply. I don't want my butt sticking out. I'm going to tuck my butt in and work my core as well as my shoulder muscles. All right, so we do elevated shoulder taps. Moving on to an upper body exercise, we're going to do backpack rows. So I still have some books in there. We're going to set it down. I'm going to do this one from the side, I think. I'll show it from the front too. But we're going to hinge at our hips. So that doesn't mean I'm going to bend over and curve my back. I'm going to think about keeping my ribs and my hips in the same lineup so that my core feels tight, and then sticking my butt back like somebody got too close to me in line and I want to get them out of my way. All right, so I'm going to have that nice hinge position so I feel my hamstrings working. I'm going to grab a hold of my backpack and think about squeezing my shoulder blades together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so looking at that from the front, I'm hinging my hips back, squeezing my bag to my chest. All right, we're going to toss our bag off to the side and work on our core via our hips. So we're going to do the glute bridge. So we lay flat on the ground. Right now I can stick my hand under there, so I want to make sure I tuck my hips under so my back is flat, and I couldn't even put a piece of paper in there if my life depended on it. Knees are going to be hip width apart, so my back is flat, and I'm going to squeeze my butt and lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to feel that majority in my glutes and my butt muscles. Secondarily, I may feel it in my quads. If you're feeling it somewhere else, let me know and I'll help you out with that. All right. Moving right along, our next exercise is going to be a seated backpack overhead press. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. Let's see which way is best for this. I'm going to go sideways. So we're going to sit up nice and tall with our legs outstretched. I think I'm going to keep the weight here the same. If you find that the weight needs to be adjusted, something's too easy, something's too hard, add a book, take a book out, put something else in there. I don't know, maybe you have gold bricks at the house. Those are kind of heavy, I think. I have 0 gold bricks, but if you want to send me some, I'll take it. All right, so we're going to grab the bag. So let's remember this is going to be unstable too, so it's going to be a little bit more challenge in our core. All right, so we're going to start the bag on our chest and peek our head through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so seated overhead backpack press. Next, we're going to move on to the core exercise. We're going to do a wall press dead bug. I'm going to use the dresser here. So you're going to lie back down. We're going to put our hands on the wall, elbows pointed towards the ceiling, and I'm pushing into this dresser. I don't want to tip it over, but I want to have some pressure because that's going to help me keep my ribs down. All right, the next thing is tuck those hips under. So again, we can't get a piece of paper in there if our life depended on it. All right, so I'm pushing into the floor. My arms are pushing into the dresser. My knees and hips are up at 90, and I'm going to slowly let one leg out as far as I can go without losing contact with the ground, and alternate. These are a lot harder than they look. We don't want to go fast. These should be hard. Also, if you find that like, I can't really move very far without losing my back, I would rather you go shorter and keep that back position than touch the ground and arch your back. I admit I lost count. I think this is 6. We'll just go at 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I think I'm pretty pink right now. It's getting kind of warm in here. All right, wall press dead bugs are done. We are moving on to backpack deadlift. So I'm going to add my heavy book, which is Essentials of Sports Nutrition from Precision Nutrition. This is pretty much, I think, well, I guess unless I stack the books on top, this is like a limit of what this backpack can hold, but unfortunately this is not going to easily replace the workouts I've been doing, but it's the best I can do in this situation. So we're going to do deadlifts. So deadlifts is a hinge exercise. We'll make sure that our primary mover is our glutes. So I'm going to set this down in front of me. I'm going to tighten up my backpack straps here. All right, so I'm going to keep that good hip to rib approximation. So my hips and ribs line up real well, feeling my core. I'm going to reach my hips back, and then I'm going to squeeze my butt and come up. 1, 2, 3. The other important thing to keep our upper back rounding is I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together like I'm squeezing oranges in my armpits to make orange juice. Or I'm afraid to let you guys know that I'm actually pinning out in this shirt. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, backpack deadlifts are done. We are finally moving on to using our paper plates. So if you grab these paper plates, and I want you to keep them for future exercises. We'll use them again, so you don't get anybody mad for taking away paper plates. So we're going to put our toes on paper plates, and we're going to do something called the body saw. So for the body saw, and these really cheap plates don't seem like they're going to do it for me, but I'll hopefully be able to demonstrate well enough. Actually, that's that out of the way. So we're going to get into a plank position. I can't do it with these, so don't get the really cheap paper plates. Get the kind of nicer ones, or if you have furniture movers, you can use those, or just hopefully find a tile or wood floor. But I can do this on carpet with my socks. So we're going to get into a plank position. Make sure we tuck those hips under so our butt's not sticking in there. And we're going to slide our toes out and pull them back in. 2, 4, especially with your upper body, really think about pushing the ground away so you won't be able to see any space between your shoulder blades. That'll help strengthen your shoulders. All right, we only have 2 exercises left. We are going to do a backpack holding reverse lunge and then mountain climbers. I'm going to take a book or 2 out of here because that's going to be kind of heavy. Take these 2 guys out. To make it easier, I'm just going to wear my backpack backwards. All right, so we're going to stand up nice and tall and come down and touch our knee lightly to the ground. 2, 2, 3, oops, 9, 10, 10. All right, get out of my backpack. Oops. Maybe I shouldn't drop it that hard. And our last core exercise is going to be a slow mountain climber. If you have paper plates that slide easy, you can use those. I'm going to go without them, and we're going to go knee to elbow. 1, 1, 2, 2. All right, that was 1 quick round. We can go ahead and start back at the beginning and do 2 to 4 more rounds, depending on how you feel or what time frame you have. So I'm going to have you pause it here if you want to go back and review and do them another round. Otherwise, I'm going to go right here into the cool down. For our cool down, because it's important to let our body deregulate or relax, we're going to get into child's pose. So we're going to get on all 4s, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and then you're going to sit your butt back into your heels and let yourself fall down until you feel a stretch in your mid-back. From here, we are going to work on our breathing. But instead of our typical chest breathing where you feel your shoulders blades raising up, we want to take a diaphragmatic breath or breath into our belly and feel a stretch into our lower and mid-back. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to get into that stretch. We're going to take a nice big inhale through our nose, trying to fill our back up. And then pause for a second and then slowly let it out while you maintain that stretch position. And repeat for 5 breaths. That is it. I am kind of beat red right now. I'm kind of sweaty. It's a good little workout here. Maybe next time I should bring it outside where it's a little cooler. If you have any questions, drop me a DM or let me know what you think. Have a great day, everyone.